If someone ghosts you, respect the dead and move on. That's the right thing to do, even though it can be very difficult in practice, especially if you really had strong feelings for that person and you'd been seeing them for a while, and then one day they just stop reaching out to you and they stop responding to you. That is not a great sign, obviously. But here's the thing, so many people when they get ghosted are more prone to take things personally, to feel like they did something wrong, that there's something wrong with them, or that maybe they're unlovable or unwanted. But you should switch the way that you think about that. Flip the script pretty much. Because if someone's ghosting you, rather than thinking, oh, what did I do wrong? Is there something bad about me? No. Don't think like that. Don't make it about you. Instead, make it about them, because realize this, when somebody ghosts you, they're giving you some information about their personality. You can maybe infer that maybe they're avoidant. Maybe they aren't as interested in you as you thought they were. Maybe they're conflict avoidant because they don't have the courage, or should I say the balls, to have difficult conversations, which that's a very bad sign. That's like a red flag right there, because you would not want to get into a relationship with someone like that. Or maybe just straight up they're immature. And quite often it can be any number of those items. It may not even be just one. It could even be all of them. But the point I'm trying to make here is when someone ghosts you, that information they're giving to you is something you should focus on and not yourself, because you have to ask yourself, do you really want to continue seeing someone who would treat you in that way? I hope the answer to that question is no. If the answer is yes, watch some of my prior videos on self-love and self-respect, because that's something you'll need to work on. But if the answer is no, which I'm hoping it is, there you go. Now you understand. We so often take it personally, but we shouldn't. We should be reminding ourselves we don't want to date people who would ghost us, because what the hell? That's showing they lack maturity and they lack respect for us, and they probably even lack empathy for our feelings, because they're willing to put themselves before the way that we feel, and they don't give a crap about how you feel, because if they did, they wouldn't ghost you. They would give you closure. They would tell you, hey, look, I've enjoyed the time I spent with you, but I'm not interested in you anymore. I apologize, but I wish you the best, and then they'd move on with their lives, and so would you. But you're only ever going to get closure from mature people. So remember that. Immature people, never expect closure from them, because you ain't gonna get it. If you do, wow, that's like winning the lottery. You lucked out. But for the most part, you will only ever get closure from mature people. So just remember that. If someone ghosts you, they're doing you a favor. They're basically showing they were never going to be down for you in the first place. They weren't going to be someone you would want to get into a relationship with. Remember what I said prior about if someone's conflict avoidant, that is not good for relationships? Because it isn't. Relationships should have honesty. There should be open communication there. And if someone is conflict avoidant, I can tell you right now, they won't communicate to you their boundaries or things like that, or things that you do that they dislike, and they will end up building resentment towards you over time, and that could lead to them blowing up at you over small things. And you're going to be left wondering, what the hell did I do wrong? Like, you never told me you didn't like this behavior. So there you go. You don't want to date someone conflict avoidant, because it creates so many issues due to the lack of communication. So if a conflict avoidant ghosts you, well, consider it a favor. Just, here's the thing though. So many people, because they want that closure, they'll want to reach out to the ghoster and try to get that closure. I'll say right now, save your dignity. Do not reach out to someone who ghosts you. As soon as they stop responding to you after X amount of time, don't even text them back saying, hey, are you okay? What's up? No. Just ghost them back, if that makes sense. Just don't respond. Don't respond. Save your dignity. If you keep reaching out to a ghoster after they've ghosted you, guess what you're basically conveying to them? You're conveying you lack options, or that you're head over heels for them and you're not going to be able to let them go. That's going to be an ego boost for them. They're going to look at that and be like, oh, cool, this makes me feel good about myself. I'm getting this attention from this person, even though I treated them like crap and ghosted them. Don't give them that validation. Don't allow them to feel like this is a rewarding behavior they should continue doing. So if someone ghosts you, save your dignity. Do not reach out to them anymore. Seriously, just don't. Treat it as something like, maybe if you run into them in person years later, you could talk to them and see if they've matured at all. But that's the only way you should treat it. Do not reach out to them. Don't call them. Don't text them. Nothing. Just respect it. Delete their number or maybe even block them if you care, and then don't reach out. Move on with your life, keep going forward, and keep working on yourself. Basically, all you should think about when someone ghosts you is now it's time for you to choose yourself. Let them go, choose yourself, and keep moving on. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. I mean, ghosting is one of those things that can be really unfortunate to be on the receiving end of. I mean, I've been ghosted multiple times, mostly from women I met online, so, you know, it's whatever. It tends to happen pretty early on. I'm used to it. But I can say the one time where being ghosted really messed me up was when it was a woman that I actually knew. I had a history with her, and she ended up ghosting me. I think it happened back in like early 2020, and it was sorry, a rabbit just burst out of the bushes there. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, when that woman ghosted me, since we had that prior history, it was very tricky to take. It hurt because, you know, I knew her from before. It wasn't like some random woman I just met online and didn't have a connection with. So yeah, it can be painful, but there really is no point in continuing to reach out to them. Like, all you're doing is just showing that in that situation, they have all the power and you're left there with like no dignity. So just don't do that. Just respect that they treated you in that way and continue moving on. Choose yourself and let them go. So yeah, if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know how you've handled being ghosted and whether or not this information is helpful. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.